Hey Libra, happy April 2017. I hope everybody is doing amazing. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I'm going to shuffle the cards one more time. I always like to add a little energy, but I always pre-shuffle. I have to apologize profusely. I have been a little stagnant on getting all my reads out in time each month since the beginning of the year. My 9 to 5 has taken on a few new projects, and I finally finished those up, so I should be good to go. So I apologize now, but you'll see a little more fluidity in my reads and postings on YouTube. If you have any questions, comments, etc., feel free to post them below. I move pretty fast, as I've said before. I have a lot to get out, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is a general read I base on love and relationships. Hopefully it resonates with the majority of you. Also check your sun, moon, and rising to get further information if you feel that's needed. And again, I hope everybody is doing well coming into April. And let's see what we have for Libra 2017 April. Okay, so the first card is always going to be your current state of mind or current position coming into the month. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. Big changes, Libra. This wheel is a change of course. So for both singles and couples, this is a change coming. Something much bigger than yourself. You can't stop it. You won't be able to prevent it. This is much bigger than you. This card is about destiny. This is you not just deciding something like, do I want scrambled eggs or over easy for breakfast this morning? This is life-changing and major decisions. For singles, this is a decision to stay single and continue to date, or to find and grab hold of something special, and it's weighing heavily on you. Some of you feel like maybe the single life is for you, while majority of you are looking for something a little more long-term. If your dating life has been less than appealing, just know the universe has something in store for you. You know it, you feel it, and now the choice remains, what are you going to do with it? If you've been in rocky seas lately, you're heading for calmer waters. With the wheel, it goes from good to not so good to great to terrible, seasons of life, so to speak, and in no particular order. For the majority of you who are single, I get the feeling the dating department has not served you well lately, but there's change coming. For couples, this is about farsightedness. You see the distant future clearly and together, and you're heading towards big changes. For some, it's kids, moving in together, marriage, and for others, it's different. I actually see some couples deciding to put an end to their relationships. This is your destiny, and you don't see it with your current partner. Now, this isn't for all of you, and I get the sense it's for a few of you, but you know who you are, and you know this needs to happen. I even see some of you who are in relationships completely changing your surroundings, getting your own place, starting new away from your partner, moving to a new city. I get the picture that maybe even for one of you, somebody's coming out for the first time. Maybe you've been in a male-female relationship, and again, it could be for one of you, but I definitely see somebody coming out of the closet, and you have to be who you were born to be, so more power to you if that's for you. For a lot of you, this card represents a new challenge in your relationship, because although you see the big picture and you're both clear on your goals, you're not able to see what's needed right in front of you in the present to get there. You will figure it out, but the farsightedness is definitely playing a big role currently. The next card you have is going to be challenges, often feelings or challenges, often internal. So not necessarily challenges, but these are feelings that you're possessing, and they either help or hinder the Wheel of Fortune. And right now you have death. And death is actually not a bad card. A lot of people fear death. This is not your physical death. A lot of people don't like getting that card, but it actually means an ending to a situation, a complete ending to this situation. It's actually very well suited for the Wheel of Fortune because something's coming to an end and a new season is beginning. Again, this isn't physical. This is internal. This is a change in its most potent form. This is a death of a situation. For singles, this is you deciding that you've been in the dating pool for a long time and you're going to take the leap into a relationship. This also means something you've been hanging on to or hoping would come back, or maybe you could fix it, you realize now it won't. You can't, and you deserve something better. This card for singles is rebirth. You're looking for something different. You're not going to visit the relationship circus you've been to before. Ever notice when you pick the same type of people, you get the same results? You are reborn again to choose whoever you want and whatever is going to be the healthiest for you. The old cycle has basically died, and you're happy, to bury the hatchet, so to speak. Now the question is, are you ready to make changes in yourself to make that happen? It's not always the other person you have to ask to change. You have to look from within. I think a very serious question we should all ask ourselves if you're single and looking for somebody is, am I somebody that I would want to date? And you really have to look at that and wonder. And most of you are going to be able to say, maybe I need to make some changes as well. More than likely, you realize it's being a better you. For couples, this is the same thing, change. So I get the feeling that, like I said above, technically next to, a few of you will be ending your relationship. This is transformation. While it's possible to transform your relationship, it's usually representing one person changing and the other person staying stagnant. This often leads to too many conflicts of interest, and the relationship drifts apart or dies. Again, this isn't the majority of you, but I still get the sense some of you will making the split. Many of you that are not making the split are making changes for the long haul. You're changing behaviors and setting major goals. I feel like some of you couples almost feel as though you're growing up. So while you're on the same track and you have the same goals, you're making major lifestyle changes. Maybe you're planning to buy a house and neither of you have ever done that before. This could also be, a first child or moving in together. I see a lot of first coming into play for couples. And again, this is transformation. And I also get the feeling, like I said before, maybe this is for some people who are transgender. That keeps playing in my mind, that maybe, somebody has been living a life that's been making them miserable. And again, like I said, we all get one life, so live it to the fullest. And whatever you need to do, it's important that you do what's going to make you happy. So again, that could be for one person, but it's something I keep picking up on. The next card you have is going to be past relationships and traits that you or your partner have, or troubles of the past, etc. And you have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is kind of a binding card, almost like your hands are tied. So when reading the past card, I always include couples and singles together, because this is meant to be your distant past. So this is your past, not the past 3 weeks, not the past month. This is the past, few years. It could be 10 years ago. It could be a year ago. This past card represents someone. And I get the feeling it's your ex, and they showed a dual personality. So I see a lot of people questioning the motives and initiatives of their partners. They say they love me, but they don't text me back or return my calls. They want to marry me, but we've been together for several years, and they always change the subject when I bring it up. These are decisions I feel a lot of you could not get answers to. This wasn't a relationship, it was one-sided, and you felt like you had no choice anymore in anything. Communication was basically at a stalemate. You couldn't agree on much, and you definitely weren't seeing eye to eye. I see a lot of Libras were the ones to throw the towel in. A lot of you started to see the big picture and realize you weren't going to live the rest of your life this way. I realize some of you were left by your partners as well, but after all was said and done, you knew it was coming. You just didn't want to believe it. It was denial, but you knew it had to happen. So even though a few of you may have felt blindsided, if you look back, you really weren't, because you could sense it. I think for a few of you couples, this also may be coming to fruition now, hence above where I said maybe there was an ending, or, a change, again, for a few of you. But this is your distant past, and this is a person you've been with for a long time. So maybe you're implementing long overdue changes now. Whoever this person is, I get the sense they were way too worried about themselves, way too self-involved, and should not have been in a relationship in the first place. They cannot give you what you needed or what anybody would need in a relationship, because I don't sense Libras were asking for too much. You know, you're very sensible, and you're not high maintenance, so you are expecting, you know, the basics of a relationship. Unfortunately, you stuck along for the ride, but many of you wised up and found the exit. The next card you have is going to be your most recent past. So over the past, you know, month or few weeks, maybe since the beginning of the year. And you have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, not going to lie, Libra, this past few months don't look like they've been easy on many of you. For singles, this is introversion. You want to get out and find love. It's almost like you're desperate to find it because you just do better when you're in a healthy space romantically, but it hasn't been working out for you. So now you're retreating to your cave, you're hiding out because you'd rather be alone than face one more letdown. Your faith in meeting someone is starting to waver and your fear is starting to take over. So don't make the changes above that you need to desperately. For some of you, we all know the definition of insanity, right? So stop picking the same people, putting yourself in the same situations and expecting something different. It's not going to happen. This goes, you know, this goes for couples as well. Look inside yourself and make changes inside you and inside your relationship. If you keep up the same behaviors, and for singles, you know, if you choose new people, you won't get a great outcome if you don't make the necessary improvements inside you, if that makes sense. So yes, make changes on people you pick, but also make better decisions on, you know, your behaviors or things that maybe you've brought to the relationship in the past that hasn't helped either. You know, change how you're going about dating and what you're looking for, and have fun. I sense like this mood of like, it's not going to happen anyways, so I'm just going to go and we'll just meet at the bar for a drink, or we'll just, you know, go meet at Starbucks and I'll give them half an hour, and if there's no sparks, but you can't feel the sparks because you're not feeling it within yourself either. So for couples, this is depression and fear. Either a few of you are heading for the breakup, or you've been heading towards breakup lane for the past few weeks or the past month or so, and you've had some serious bouts of, you know, depression, or you're worried that depression may come into play. Maybe some of you suffer from this. This is your body and mind telling you that you're in an unhealthy place, and you need to get out of that space because you risk falling into a darker place if you stay in something that doesn't make you happy or doesn't feel good. It's as if the past few months you know this and you're ready to make the changes. For couples who don't face any type of splitting up, this fear is the unknown. Kind of going along with farsightedness above, you want kids, but how will we pay for it? What if we screw them up? Same fears all parents go through. Maybe you're buying a house and you can see the big picture and you can't wait to make it your own and decorate, and, you know, maybe some of you are refurbishing something that's a little more run down, but you don't know the first thing about mortgages, so you're scared maybe that somebody's going to pull the wool over your eyes, or maybe you're worried that, you know, one of you are going to back out. A lot of couples are making big changes and happy changes, but the past few months, fear has been rearing its ugly head, and it's making you move a little slower to the destination, and maybe you're second guessing the plans. Don't let this ugly hand grab you. Let it go, get on with it, and move towards the goals and places you really want to be. The next card you have is future possibilities in time. So this isn't just for April, this is over the next few months. And you have the Page of Swords. So this is the light at the end of the tunnel I was kind of looking for, and hoping for you for Libra this month. For singles, this is you learning about yourself, your wants, needs, desires, etc. You're seeking clarity about what you want, and if you play your cards right, you're going to find it. You're learning what it takes to be in a happy relationship and healthy. You're implementing what you desire in yourself, and that's reflecting positively towards new potential suitors. As I said above, coming into April, you want a change, and you're welcoming it with open arms. This person is coming in. You may have met them, or maybe not, but they're going to be a breath of fresh air. You're going to notice right off the bat that their behaviors are different than what you're used to. Their lifestyle is different. maybe even the way they treat you or talk to you, the subtle little things that they do that make you feel good. And you realize, looking back on people you've dated or you've been with in the past, few months, few years, you haven't seen that in a while. This doesn't need to be rushed either. You can move patiently and lay everything out on the drawing board. Get to know them, let them get to know you, and thoroughly. Make sure you give out what you want as well. So if you want a true loving relationship, don't make it all about sex. Yes, we're adults, and if you want to lust after somebody and they want to lust after you, fine. But if you make it all about sex, you're going to get a friend with benefit situation. If you want them to be trustworthy, you must exhibit the same behaviors. Enjoy this time. This person is going to be a special part of your life for a while. Couples, this is truths. If you're breaking up, you will start to see some truths that you actually don't want to learn about, but in the end, the clarity will set you free. You will also be learning about yourself and taking the time to find what you want in a relationship going forward. For the few that do end the relationship, I sense you taking time off, getting to know yourself again, and in reality, that's the best thing you can do for you. For couples who are moving on to the heavy lifting that I mentioned above, families, mortgages, moving in, you'll start to learn the steps that it takes to have a mortgage, fund a college education, and actually, some of you won't even be taking that heavy steps. Maybe you're adopting a pet and you're reading up on dog breeds, but you might make sure they're kid friendly in case, hey, who knows, that does come into play if that's something you both want. As I've repeated, this is clarity on what the future holds and what your goals are as a couple. And now you'll be learning how to get there together over the next few months, which will actually bond you closer, because making major life decisions and doing it together forms bonds in other aspects, not just romance, but future family life, etc. So the next card you have is your immediate future. So this should be the next few weeks and through April. And you have the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, wow, you guys have a lot of swords. Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, Page of Swords, Four of Swords. The swords in this reading is pretty heavy. Swords represent some of the harshest cards in the deck. However, I feel like you've been poked and prodded enough right now and you're needing a break. And actually this four is you finding the break. For singles, this is about exhaustion. You're physically and mentally exhausted from playing the dating game. You don't have the energy to go on one more date just to hit a dead wall. You won't need to keep playing for long because, as I've stated, and I keep reiterating, changes are coming and new destinies are afoot. For singles, this card is giving you permission to rest and relax. Turn off the dating sites, go for a walk. Some of you actually need some physical rest while others need a mental break, and you'll be steering clear of any type of dating in general. It's as if your mind and body are saying, okay, I'm going to put my energy into something that feels good and right. I'm not going to exhaust myself unless it's just that. Right now you need something that doesn't require you to stress or worry. You've had enough of that, and this card is telling you that you may have found it. Maybe somebody's come into your life and you're breathing a little easier. But what you do with what's come in is your choice. Make those changes to be a better companion, and in return you'll find what you want. Take care of you so that you can take care of the right person. For couples, this is about recuperation, and it's happening now. So if you're breaking up, take the time to rest and recuperate. You deserve it, and you need to enter the next phase of your life more clear-headed and rejuvenated. For the majority of you, like I said, who are not breaking up, you also need to rest. The past few months have had their ups and downs. You're eager to move to those goals. You can see them. They feel like they're within reach, but you need to rest up and get there with positive energy, not an exhausted or overstimulated one. Just don't overdo it this month. Allow yourself to, here in the U.S., spring is coming in. Stop and smell the roses. I know, totally cliche, but it's true. It's April. Come on. The next card you have is going to be future external factors. So these are behaviors you might exhibit or things you might run into for April. And you have strength. So this is perfect with your future. It fits perfectly with your future, immediate and distant. Couples are practicing restraint and having patience that what they're building now will be strong and solid foundation for the future. This is, absolutely something you needed. This is about patience. This is all tying into, again, giant steps in the distant future. You need to have patience with your present situation and situations that will present themselves the next few months. You have the control. If you and your partner know what you want to spend on a house, let's say, then stick with it and know that you will find it. If you and your partner are moving in together for the first time and you sense more agitation than normal, just know those are kinks working themselves out. Believe in yourself and your partner. There is a reason you're together, and any obstacle you face during this time while moving towards the end dream will definitely build stronger bonds. For singles, you have the ability to take control and get what you want. You control the outcome of your single life and transforming it into something powerful. This card is self-belief, and for many of you, I feel like the past few months you've lost that, and you're starting to get that back. Too many failed attempts, too much letdown, lack of self-control on your part, or maybe, people you've been meeting. Whatever the case is, you're making the strides to set a different path. Never settle for less than what will make you happy. In the end, what you do want and how you will get there is up to you. And like I said, some of you may have people in your life that will take you there. You just have to take the reins and make it happen. Your destiny is here and now, and nothing is stopping you. So again, find someone who makes you happy, make them happy. Like I said above, you have no one to blame for your unhappiness. If you make the changes in behaviors from within and start looking for those behaviors in others, that will ring true. It's as if you're going to find the person who almost physically gives you a newfound energy. So roll with it. This person will make you want to be the best you, and you can physically and mentally feel it, or you will start to. So just keep that in mind. Both singles and couples are definitely going to find some strength in April while you're resting, and maybe that's what you need, is the rest and recuperation to find your strength. So the next card you have is internal factors. These are things that you may be thinking or feeling for April, and you have, pick that up there, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, here's the happy that I knew that was stuck somewhere in this read that was taking a little bit to get to. This card is all about romance and dreams. So for singles, this is a feeling that you will get over the next few weeks or the next month or so when you meet the person that you're supposed to be with right now. It doesn't have to be your soulmate, but it could be. You may have met them, or you may just be meeting them, as I've reiterated. But the feelings are right out of a dream. You're going to find yourself thinking of them, smiling ear to ear. Your romance will be heightened, and you will find yourself wanting to whisper sweet nothings and daydream about them. I mean, this is like, a fairy tale poem type situation. This is pure glowing from the inside out. And other people are going to start noticing it too. You might hear a coworker say, "Hey, why are you smiling so much?" Or "There's an extra pep in your step." They're going to see those changes in you as well. So keep the dreams alive because they're attainable. Leave the past behind. You have to make changes to get what you want. Otherwise, you would already have it. So again, I keep saying changes, and I know I sound like a broken record, but that's what's coming this month for you, Libra. And it's not anything, like small. This is pretty big. So for couples, even though there's been worry about future and how you're going to get there, you're still going to be dreaming about how wonderful things are going to be. You're going to feel whimsical. Maybe you're fantasizing about what your kids look like, what their names are going to be, what type of wedding dress you want to wear. Maybe you're just feeling romance heat up because you made, the move to live together, and now you can daydream about further possibilities. Whatever you're facing as a couple, you're going to start feeling the burdens and fear lift and allow the happy thoughts to flow in. And again, that's excellent because this is internal. So rest, relax, find your strength, and then you're going to feel so good internally. It's going to help a lot. The next two cards you have are going to be your hopes and fears for April and your outcome. So your hopes and fears are the Eight of Swords. Again, with the swords, Libra, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords. And your outcome is the King of Coins. And that's a good card. Okay, so the Eight of Swords. Libra, let me be clear. Again, this is fears or hopes for the future. And right now in April, there's still internal conflict. So for couples, you're harboring self-doubt because it's been, a lot of turmoil to get where you've been. Again, I sense that some of you, and like I said, not the majority of you are going to break up, but some of you are. And for the ones that didn't, there were obviously things that you weren't really sure, where you were going with your relationship over the past, few weeks, in the past few months. So, that's definitely still weighing in the back of your mind, even though you're not going to let it take control, obviously, because your outcome's really good, and I'll go over that in a moment, and you're getting rest, and you found your strength, and now you're having all these happy thoughts of the night. But right now, you still worry whether you're making the right changes. While the fears are clearly there, don't let it get in the way. Have faith in yourself and your partner. You can't control everything and go with the flow at the same time. You have to either go with the flow or try and control it. And right now, it seems like you're going to be much happier if you guys just kind of go with the flow. You even have some confusion as to, again, how you're going to get there. Like I said, I see a lot of you just asking questions, trying to figure everything out. What do we do with this? We want to make sure we're taking all these steps correctly. At the end of the day, things are going to happen and you can't control it. It's how you deal with them that affect the outcome. And really, it's about being bonded and being strong together and making those decisions together, because these are really big decisions that are going to shape your future. So for singles, you're still harboring, a lot of fears because it's been a while since you've been happy. And you haven't had a lot of successful relationships recently. So you began to wonder if there's anything out there for you worth, visiting. You've been questioning everything and where you've gone wrong. You even have confusion as to why things didn't work out in the past, why you can't just find the love of your life right this second. It's almost like you're imprisoning yourself, so to speak, because you weren't making changes to better the outcome. So you knew changes needed to come, and a lot of you didn't do anything about it, and so you're almost like your own worst enemy. April is a month where you're going to start doing this. You're going to start controlling the outcome and making it happen, or at least moving in the right direction. So it's interesting. For couples, I'm getting the feeling that you need to lessen the control and let things kind of go with the flow. And for singles, I'm getting the feeling that you need to take more control because you're not dating the right people. Your standards are basically null and void because you don't feel the worth inside yourself. So again, both singles and couples are gonna have one hell of a ride this month, so just hang on. It's not gonna be bad, but I think you're gonna see definitely some ups and downs, some changes, new pathways. Again, all is going to result in positivity because now you have the King of Coins for your outcome. So the King of Coins, this is all about stability. So single Libras, this is you settling down, finding somebody stable in your life. And some of you who are twitching, going, I don't know that I want to settle down. There's nobody out there where something's coming. This is reliability, and you can count on it. So you're going to start to feel like the richest person alive, but wealth at its fullest in the romance department. You're going to have heartfelt feelings, and you're going to gain what you're seeking. This is about you being competent and being the best partner you can be, and knowing that you've chosen a good fit that complements you in every way. And I have a feeling, Libra, this is coming fast. Wasn't something you expected. I realized that in my life, when things are needed and it's the best direction, it happens quick. I don't get 10 months to think about it. It just moves. So for couples, I was beginning to almost feel like this read was less about love and relationships and more about contracts and babies. However, this ties perfectly in, because while you would love roses, candlelit dinners, this card is about business for you. This is a step in your relationship that isn't about the mushy-gushy. This isn't about trying to satisfy two partners who are unsatisfied and unfulfilled. It's completely opposite. This is both of you knowing that you're happy where you are and you're ready to take the next step. That can't always be fairy tale dreams. It's reality, and it takes a lot of planning and due diligence. Again, though, I see it happening fast. If you've been holding out for a house, in the next few months, it's going to be like, boom, all the pieces kind of fit into place. You know when you're hitting a brick wall, and you know when you're not. And when you're not, sometimes that's the best time to make the move. These steps are nothing to shake a stick at. This is furthering your bond and growing your relationship. These are huge activities, challenges, good things coming your way, and you're doing it together. So that's huge. Yeah, there might be fights over whatever, what side of the bed to sleep on, and hey, you left the toilet seat up, whatever. But you're gonna get through it nonetheless. So this is great because, yeah, I don't know, Libra. It's gonna be amazing. I just have a feeling the past few weeks, few months have just been not your cup of tea, and you're moving in the right direction. Yeah, there's some stuff, but you can always get over stuff. These are good times ahead. I definitely get this wheel is changing, and it's going to be for the better for singles and couples. So thanks, Lyra. Have a great month. I'll see you again in May.